Hey, coaches, you see 1-5 out there? Man, that kid looks seasoned. I can't lie. I'm ready to throw him out on the field day one. I mean, you see how he made that man miss Sturger. I mean, Sturger had no chance. Man, he is impressive. And then take a look at West. I mean, this guy came in last year 160 pounds soaking wet. Looks like he's added about 15 pounds of muscle, and he looks really, really good. I mean, that long catch and run, man, I think this is going to be a big season for the Rivercats. Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the off-season, coming off of Season 1, where we were winless, and now we head into the off-season as we look to improve this team and turn this program around. We've had a full year to evaluate. Now is the time to improve. Texas A&M takes home the national championship. They defeat Texas, and the game wasn't even close, really, 45-28. I'm surprised by that. Missouri Tech wins their bowl game, and Metropolis ends up losing theirs, 27-12. And wow, I'm surprised at that. They were really good this year. And then our last MAC team, Rocky Mountain State, ends up winning theirs by a blowout. Now, starting out the offseason, we get some interesting news. Both Bam Cameron and our defensive coordinator, Elgin Lloyd, lose their jobs. And wow, what a surprise turn of events. Elgin Lloyd goes over to Temple, and Bam Cameron goes over to Memphis. So this is just an interesting development. We'll have to follow them throughout their career, but I am really, really shocked at that. So remember, no transfers this season. We did not have anybody that transferred from our school. We will not accept any transfers. So let's just hop into recruiting. Now, going into the recruiting in the offseason, we didn't have many guys to go after, but we had a few. Brian Parrish, obviously, of the Parrish family, he is the oldest. He is a fullback. I think he will make an instant impact as we look to run the ball more next season. Brian Thomas is an interesting guard. All these guys, well, Brian Parrish won't be a walk-on, but Brian Thomas will be a walk-on, so they will get the 3-point deduction if they do commit. Ryan Pickens is a good kicker. We need a kicker. And then George Redd is a pretty good defensive tackle, better than what we have. And then James Barrett is a guy I will not go after. We are in first place. I guess we'll have to see if he ends up committing without any points committed at all. So let's advance into signing day and see who we do get. And George Redd looks like he just won't play football. James Barrett commits to Kentucky, but we do land Brian Parrish. We put 5,000 points on, and we ended up winning by over 5,000. And then Brian Thomas commits. That's a good-looking guard right there. I'm excited to see him on our offensive line. Ryan Pickens, we finally have a kicker. He commits, and he will be the final commit in the offseason. Now, we do finish with the 125th ranked recruiting class. We have 25 total commits. We needed every single one. And just looking at where the rest of the conference landed, M-Stam is 107. Whitetails are 48. They're right in the middle of the NCAA. Missouri Tech is number 30, so these teams are getting better with 4 4-stars, but Rocky Mountain State with 7 4-stars. Watch out for them in the future. Metropolis, though, had themselves a year. They did lose their bowl game, but now a top 15 recruiting class. Tulsa State is right on top of them at 11, almost top 10. So we will see how those teams do improve going into next year. Now, one thing I didn't want to do is move some positions around here. And Malcolm Tyree played a little bit of tight end, and he just doesn't seem like a fit at receiver. He dropped 11 passes, and he only had 18 catches. So, I mean, that's a huge production drop-off. I mean, honestly, if you're only catching 18 balls and dropping 11, I mean, you're not doing anything for us. Warren Steele will get some help at center. I'm going to move Sam Price over there because I did not like what Warren Steele did. He gave up 10 sacks at center. That's really hard to do, to be honest. Giving up 10 sacks as a center, I mean, seriously, our offensive line is going to have a complete overhaul pretty much. Now, Cecil Moore is a strong defensive end. He comes in with 90 strength, our highest strength on the roster. I want to move him over to defensive tackle. Give Xavier Phillips some a little bit of a break there by himself because he was gassed. I mean, to be honest, he started out fast. Then in the middle of the season, he just got gassed. And then at safety, I'm going to switch around Jerry Pinnon and Ru Ming. Somebody did, I forgot your name, sorry, but somebody did suggest this, and I am going to do it because Ru Ming is better in zone coverage. And then Pinnon plays in the box a lot better than playing over the top defense. But then he has some competition at safety. Ja'Cory Reed is a freshman. He will come in and compete for the starting job right away. So now let's move into training results where we look at our quarterbacks here, Phoenix Frazier and Davis Lee. Those will be the number 1 and 2. I'm looking for them to improve going into this season. And Davis Lee looks like he improved a lot more than Phoenix Frazier. So right now I got to give the edge to Davis Lee. At running back, Deion Carter went up +6. He went up +1 in speed, +3 in acceleration. All 3 of them did. I want to see what Darrell Arenas can really do. He's going to have some competition as the power back in this system now because Jabari Blaze Jr. as a freshman is going to come in and compete for some playing time. Now, the most dramatic improvement we saw from the receiving core here is Adrian West. He went up +2 in speed and +3 in acceleration. I mean, he was working on his speed, and look at his weight. It was at 5'6", 160. Now it's 5'6", 177. He put on 17 pounds of muscle in the offseason. That is amazing. And now he's looking to lead the way as a team captain for the second straight season. Andre Booker had a great year. I'm looking for him to improve, so you got to watch out for Booker. I think he's going to have a huge year for us on the outside. Now, Isaiah Ford and Jeremiah Harris will be the number 1 and 2 tight ends again. I don't foresee anybody really taking their spot. They play much better than their ratings give them credit for. I really like those two as the 1-2 punch at tight end. One's the guy that's going to move the defense and kind of be an underrated guy in Isaiah Ford that's less athletic, and then Jeremiah Harris is the athletic tight end. So moving over to offensive line, and this is why I wanted to move Sam Price over to center. You can see the comparison there. They're pretty similar. So honestly, if one just starts to have bad production, it's going to be a quick trigger. I mean, I'm not going to waste any time this year of guys losing their spots if they really don't produce. Now at defensive end, Desmond Edwards is coming into the season as a starting left end. I like him a lot. He does a lot for us. He's an effort guy as well. So I love his motor. I want to see him get his sack total up. I want to see at least 6 sacks from him. Now, Xavier Phillips, I highlighted, will get some help from Cecil Moore. Both of those guys improved. Phillips will still be the number 1 guy on the depth chart, but Moore will rotate in quite a bit. Wyatt King at middle linebacker is our highest rated linebacker on the squad. Now, I do want to talk about the improvements I made as far as just overachievers. Like, if you guys are new to my series, I have overachievers. Those are guys that do better than what they projected to do before the season. And since we didn't have any projections going into this season, I just awarded it to the defensive and offensive MVPs, which is Andre Booker. So he gets +3 in his statistical categories as far as receivers. So route running, catching traffic, spectac, and release. And then middle linebacker Javon Warren will get the overachiever upgrade. He will get +3 in tackling, pursuit, I believe power moves, finesse moves, and block shedding. So all 5 of those he will get an improvement on. Now, looking at safety, Ru Ming does progress quite a bit. I love to see that. Ru Ming needed a big offseason because if you just look at his tackling rating here, it's only 48. I mean, if he wants to stay on the field, he's going to have to be a sure tackler, but I don't know because Ja'Cory Reed is right on his heels, and he is impressive as a true freshman strong safety. Now, I did talk about our offensive and defensive coordinators getting fired. But let's move on to our new coordinators. Brad Robinson, the former defensive tackle for the Whitetails. Now, he has been bouncing around the NCAA as far as coaching goes. He will assume our defensive coordinator position, and he will have that boost for defensive linemen in recruiting. Now, let's talk about offensive coordinator. we have kind of came to an agreement with Trayvon Davis. If you follow the Whitetails Dynasty, you know that we were having issues with Trayvon Davis and Troy Davis, his dad, as a coach. Now, we have mended and made up for all of that. That was back in the past, over 10 years ago. And now we move on to 2031. Now let's talk about the new guys added to the squad as preferred walk-ons. These are your guys' submissions. Now, I talked about Jabari Blaze Jr., and now Chad Johnson will be the backup fullback. He will assume that role. Now, Nick Petrocelli will be the starting right guard. He is actually really good, and these are actually after the 3-point deduction rating, so he looks good right now as our starting guard, and so does Vernon Carter. He is 6'6", 350. Nobody is getting around him. I am excited to have him either block Davis Lee's blind side or block right ahead of Phoenix Frazier. Now, Preston Kinney is an interesting defensive end. Now, he is honestly really, really good, and you will see why in practice. You can see on every play he's in, and he's not even the starter at defensive end. He's going to be the backup, but he's going to be in on a lot of pass rushing situations. Just watch out for him. Now, another walk-on at end, Malik King. He's 6'5", 386. He is massive. Right now, he's penciled in as the starter opposite of our man Desmond Edwards. Now, Eddie McMack is an interesting left outside linebacker. He could fight for playing time right away, and he will push Aiden Adams for some playing time. Corey McDaniels will probably get redshirted. Now, I'm going to talk about red shirts and how I will handle that a little bit later. But then we move on to kicker. Kristaps Ivanov. Now, he's going to be our kicker who was renamed in the offseason. I love him because he can finally make field goals. He's got 73 power, so it will be a great improvement. So now, with the new offensive coordinator, I will randomize the playbook, and we end up on Oregon State. So that is a pro-style offense, as you can see here, as we hop into the spring practice. Now, a lot of new faces on defense especially, but offense, there's quite a few as well. Davis Lee at quarterback is going to be looking to have a great season. There is number 92, who I just got done highlighting, and I said watch him in practice. He does jump off the screen. I can't wait to see these guys play. All of these new freshmen. I mean, we have a good crop. As you can see, there's a pass out to the right side, the first great completion, that time to Isaiah Ford. And I'm just going to try some things in this practice. Go deep, see what I got, and see what these guys can do as far as run after the catch. Here's a throw to the right side. Andre Booker cannot hold on to that one. And let's just talk about red shirts, what I just brought up a little bit. There's Shogun Gonzalez, another freshman. And how I'm going to handle red shirts is going to be 5 total each year. I'm going to limit that because I do want guys to kind of cycle through, and I don't want everybody to be a red shirt freshman when they get playing time. I want people to be like veterans, like juniors who finally get playing time, or sophomores that get playing time, or even seniors that are starting for the first time. So that's how I will handle it. 5 total. There is the first catch of camp by Marcus Yarborough. His uncle Marlon Yarborough was a receiver for the Whitetails. I am excited for another Yarborough in this offense. I think he will add another dimension to this roster, and I think that, this offense just needs a little bit of a boost. So getting Jabari Blaze as a power running back, getting Deion Carter back from injury. He was hurt quite often last year. He will be the starter at running back more than likely. And then just having another guy that can get open like Yarborough. It's going to be exciting to see these guys in this offense. So let's just hop down to the field. I want to take a look at all these guys. So Davis Lee is going to scramble, not as much this year because he has a better offensive line. He's not going to be running for his life. But you can just see on some of these passes, he does need to get some of the timing down with some of these newer receivers. As you can see, number 92, there he is again, getting in there. I mean, this guy is amazing. He's a freshman. I can't wait to see him play in the game. You can see our defense is getting pressure. I don't know if that's an indictment on our offensive line or our defensive line is that good. There is number 92 again, another sack. Man, that guy is going to be good. Remember Preston Kinney. He's going to be really, really good, and I am excited to see him play. And he will line up sometimes at nose tackle. So let's take a look at Phoenix Frazier. Let's see what he's got. His first pass is out to a wide open Deion Carter, who is healthy going into this season, and he gets a first down on that catch. That was about a gain of 13 yards. As here's Frazier this time, lob, and the defense leaves Deion Carter wide open. Perfect pass from Frazier. You got to make those passes, and he made it. It's a touchdown on that play. That's the first touchdown of practice. And here is Phoenix Frazier, first throw deep down the left side, and that's incomplete. Another throw to left side, incomplete again. So I think that's the thing about Phoenix Frazier. He's just got to be more consistent. As here's a throw to the right side, Isaiah Ford just drops that pass. As you can just see, we have a lot of different weapons now. Yarborough in the slot. He's going to be there quite a bit. There is another sack that time by Kinney. And now from the shotgun is going to be a position that we're not there as much as last year. We have some plays under center this year that I am really excited about. We get to use a fullback finally. And Adrian West, there he is. Look at him. He is strong going into this season, breaking 2 tackles, and he will get tackled up at about the 11-yard line. Take a look. He added 17 pounds of muscle. You can see it there. He looks faster. The captain is ready, and he's ready for a 1,000-yard season, the first one here in this dynasty. As we just take a look at some plays under center now, let's take a look at Deion Carter and Jabari Blaze Jr. As you can see, we're going to use the fullback. There is Parrish inside that time, and here is a sweep, a fake sweep that time. We're going to give it to Deion Carter. You're going to see a lot of trickery. We're going to try to, run different types of plays, and now that we can run the ball, we can do that with our playbook. So I'm excited to use Oregon State's playbook. I've never used it before, and obviously I like to use new playbooks that I haven't had used in the past. So here comes Jabari Blaze Jr., the son of the former Whitetail running back. His first carry is a big one, gain of about 25 yards on that one. And there we go. Here is Yarborough this time, getting a sweep to the outside. He picks up a gain of 5. I think that everybody's going to touch the ball in this offense. I'm excited for Yarborough. I'm really excited for the improvements of West. And here is Booker. He's going to get a sweep on this one. Let's see what he can do with the ball. And he does run over a defender. That's Sturger. And he does only pick up a gain of 2, but showing some power. And here is Gonzalvo, the freshman tight end. He runs in motion, and he does pick up a block, and Blaze tries to get to the outside. He can't. But here's Blaze, another carry. And you can just see our running game is much improved, especially with this new offensive line. And you can see Blaze with the power running over a defender and picking up a gain of about 12. As you look at the plays of the day, this is Marcus Yarborough this time, putting on a move, and look at this, man. That's Garrett Jones out there, who's the starting cornerback on the right side this year, and you can just see Yarborough puts him on skates. And here's the second play of the game. Here's a throw, and it's West. He gets it, and he is gone for the touchdown, beating Garrett Jones again. But Garrett Jones, one of the few times he got beat during the practice was this one. Adrian West looks like he is in prime shape. He is ready to go here in season 2. So now we hop into the schedule. And this year I wanted to face Missouri again. They have went 5-7 3 straight seasons. We could be looking at ending the tenure of their head coach with a win at a neutral site at Mile High. Then we will go to our second neutral site game where we will face Illinois in a 2-year contract with them. We will play them 2 years in a row. We currently have a 2-year contract with Missouri. So after this year, we will not play them at least for next year. But then we go on the road. We stay in Illinois, go to Chicago, and face East Gotham. We have not faced them before. They are a powerhouse coached by head coach Brian Urlacher. Then we will face a team that we probably won't face at all for probably the rest of the entirety of this dynasty, Arizona State, a team that, unless we face them in a bowl game, I don't see us facing them again. I want to face a team that we don't play often, and Arizona State seemed like a team that seems like a good option to face. So then we hop into conference play. We play Bowling Green and Rocky Mountain State to start out the MAC conference play. And then we go to NIU, Missouri Tech we face at home, Ball State, who finished the season top 25 last year, Tulsa State, who is actually their coach is on the hot seat as well, and then M-Stam, and then Tulsa to end the season. So we have a pretty decent conference schedule this year. A lot of the tough games are at home for us, so I will be looking to, get some wins at home this year. We definitely need to protect our home field. So that will do it here in this episode. There we get a glimpse at Malik King, and look at how big he is. He is 350 plus, over 6'4". I mean, this guy is going to be a monster, along with Preston Kinney, 2 freshman defensive ends I am really, really excited for. I honestly can't wait for this season. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Season 2 coming probably on Monday, so look out for that. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, they filling out these job applications. Life got hard after high school graduation. I went to college and your boy got financial aid. They gave me money, then I went and bought a pair of J's. And I bought a pair of shades. And I bought a new computer. Had $400 left, spent the rest on